Hello and welcome everybody to the inaugural BAMS 12 in the year of 2025. BAMS cast. We've got the
Can't.
commish. We've got Hardo. 0-1 starts for ya boys. But
Cheers.
we're coming off of an amazing draft. Very fun day at the links. Carriage Greens. I don't know if it's plural or singular. That's what moms do. Gonna go to the jewels. Um,
Hmm.
we had a great time. Uh, I felt a lot of love this year. There was hugs. There was group pictures. Plenty of drama and hatred as well over text from one Jalen Warrens, um, and all of that, which we may cover in today's show. But I think that's a lot of it in week one in the books, and we'll cover that as well. Kamish, how are we doing?
Great. I don't know if you saw that big smile on my face as you open that up. You just can't not smile with a giant BAMS opening to the podcast for season 12. I will be brief, but you talked about the draft and how there's a lot of love and a lot of vitriol going back and forth and animosity and love. It's got a little bit of everything. And where my head went when you said that is just it's an established league.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to the course, hugs, talks about their families, their life. The draft happens. There's a lot of what folks on the outside looking in would think is a lot of a lot of hate, a lot of negative, not negative negativity, but like I didn't think anything of it. It is part of
No.
the league. Everyone respects everyone. Everyone pushes back on everything. I never for one second really take any of it seriously. Everyone
Yeah.
kind of just sticks up for themselves, and if it doesn't work out, it's just part of the league. Everyone's going to banter and speak up for themselves because everyone's comfortable with each other.
Yeah. There's a familiarity. There's a history. Whether you're at Olive Garden or at BAMS, when you're here, you're family. And I think that's what
Mm-hmm.
we're saying is like is it sounds rough with the jokes that get tossed around, but it's all in a safety net of like
Mm-hmm.
we have each other's backs. We would fight any other family or fantasy league to keep our family together.
Correct. And I'll say one other thing very promising is M. Lenore too, just jumping into the fire and communicating as if he's a seasoned vet, and I absolutely love it.
M. Lenore, we'll say it right off the bat from a couple gentlemen who have been, in this league for 12 years, probably doing the BAMS cast for 5 or 6. I don't know how many at this point.
Yeah,
M. Lenore gets it.
M. Lenore gets it for sure. Um, doesn't make excuses. Took on a historically bad roster, and again, like I said, is Divin dove into uh, the league, to everything about it, from the communication to the waiver wire. I don't know if you noticed, but he was up in the middle of the night, preserving that waiver spot and scooping up players. And that was one of my first texts in the morning was showing appreciation for that. I
Oh, that
love
was the
the
quick on the
hustle.
draw gif,
Yes.
correct? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Something like that. It's great. Everything's well. We're 1 week in, aside from our records. But you know, as a wise man once said, it's a long season, Tim.
It's a very long season.
Let's get into it because we are busy men. We have work, and we're going to go into the spreadsheet first. How about, can you see my spreadsheet?
Beautifully.
Right? It looks good this year. Anyway, not to pat myself on the back. Let's get into it. Weekly high score. It's not about me. Weekly high score. Dan Polanka struggled last year.
This is what you
Came
want to
into this.
see.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's a struggle last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to see the pendulum swing every single year. It's not going to work out perfectly for everybody every time, but Polanka, who the man who gladly, happily bought a shot for the crew live at the draft day. The shot is to be bought by the last place finisher last year. That was Polanka. So to see
Hmm.
that banged gang make
Hmm.
it happen, even at my expense in what was the biggest blowout of the week, this is good stuff. You want to see a guy work his way back, accumulate some draft picks, and put something together and come out swinging week one.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, just consistency across the board. Big win with the Mahomes play, 26 points. That's a top five play on the week. Gotta love that. Zay Flowers, I had no hopes of him being a big wide receiver. 24 points in week one was huge. Aaron Jones against the Bears, Denver D, just a well rounded day for the Bane gang, and yeah, big blowout, but you know what happens.
I'd be
But
interested if you have anything on that, if we go back into that matchup of
mhm.
anything on like watching the White Sox back in the day, you'd be like you'd have a particular guy where you're like, "Oh, Torrey Hunter just kills us." Me, James Cook just kills me. When he had four touchdowns against me last year, and like when I just see anything around a 19 or a 20 with James Cook against me, it is what happens. It's great work, top to bottom, as we said, from Polanka. What I would say in a quick impromptu complain corner, George Kittle
Mm.
just
Oh my
had
gosh.
week one dead. However, by this time last year, I had four injured running backs, so I'll take it that I only have one injured tight end. I go from having the third best tight end in the league in Kittle. He goes down in what many questioned was my pick of Tyler Warren as my
Hmm.
backup tight end. I just go from the third best tight end to the fourth best tight end, slot him
Yeah.
in. We'll be okay. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and one of them was talking about like don't overreact to, and it was just loaded with my guys. Like, don't overreact to Devonte Adams doing nothing. Don't overreact to AJ Brown doing nothing. And it was just top to bottom. I still feel like this is a very strong team. We'll be all right. Oh yeah, don't overreact to Kenneth Walker. I might
DJ
actually.
Moore probably too.
I might
Yeah,
overreact
it's.
to Kenneth Walker. Um,
I mean, you have a full team of don't overreact.
but yeah, so we'll be okay. But it was an underwhelming start for Team Hardo. Let's go into the next matchup.
I, I will say though, before we do go on the next matchup, is silent commending of you. I did notice that earlier this week because when I saw Kittle go down, it was a god damn it, Tim is getting hit again. And I went and looked at your roster and who you were going to pick up, and it was middle waivers. But I was like, Warren, that's a huge draft move for you because Kittle does have that injury history, so that worked out very well for you. However, you did not have the worst week, and that belongs to Mr. Nick Starr, who, if you remember last year, started out his tenure with BAMS in a week one best week. This year, he is on the backside of that. So he has been eliminated early from Survivor. And wow, I didn't realize how close it was with Grimmer. Grimmer got a win with 80 points. That sucks for me, who lost. But good for him. But yeah, um, next matchup here. So we're going to the Stairway to Evans, and I don't have it prepared because we're kind of winging this, but I have a lot of like puns for the song Stairway to Heaven that I'm just going to inject.
Okay.
And when you explain jokes, even preceding it, it's always funnier.
It
So
gets
get
better.
ready for those all season. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So um, let's see what sticks out here. Very low scores for both. Brees
I'll
Hall, though,
say
has a
this
pretty
looks
good
like
game.
a story of the top half versus the bottom half of this screen share for Nick Star.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm on St. Brown. That's an early pick that puts up 7 points, 15 between him and Mike Evans. Waddle another six. Loveland did nothing. Same with him. Yeah, you're right. It's a strong start with the quarterbacks and the top two running backs. But that's about it. Um, what about Grimmer? Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking for highlights here, but when we're And hand up, I scored 88 last week. But like, yeah, when we're under 90 points, it's hard to find a lot of highlights. The Detroit love, I think, bites them of Jamison Williams not getting in the mix too much. A lot of that Detroit offense in general,
Yeah.
that that was not a promising start, and they kind of looked like they were hurting in the absence
Hmm.
of Ben Johnson. So defense giving up 27 with no other, like no pressure in that game against Green Bay, just being outclassed. Jameson Williams maybe not getting schemed up for those explosive plays, at least in this first game here. The
Hmm.
Tyreek Hill situation I'm interested in of Miami, another team that years past had an amazing offense, and they looked completely neutered last
Uh-huh.
week. Tyreek Hill, the interesting piece of that is he's so checked out that he might get traded to a contender. So it might be one to hold your cards on if you're Grimmer. Um, but otherwise, I think it and like Jamar Chase scoring 4 points, that's going to be his lowest output of the year. Like
Right.
Grimmer has some bounce back weeks ahead of him.
Yeah, that was my takeaway with seeing his rosters is what's going to happen with Tariq Hill. I heard going back to the Chiefs, but he's got to be moved this year, right? At some point,
Yeah.
middle before the end of the season. Yeah, it's I mean, you could swap him out for Keenan Allen on the roster until then, or whatever. There's a lot of opportunities. So it's again week one, but um, very low scoring. I haven't done the Bamalytics on it yet, but I want to say this has to be one of the lowest scoring first weeks. Um,
I know it's become a
you,
thing that like week one is a generally underwhelming week as teams are just trying to get their feet underneath them, and that in recent years, week one has been a relatively lower scoring week than the remainder of the season, and that this follows that trend, but this was still a rough one pretty generally
yeah,
across the week.
yeah. All right, let's get into. Well, let's see the spreadsheet. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, so Polanca's got the most points. Obviously, it's 1 week. You played Polanca, so you are early leader in the unlucky. We get the $60. Starts out enough for the spreadsheet for now. Let's get back into the matchups. Okay, I lost to Ford. But I'm going to say it. I had the fourth best week in the league, and I lost. So
It's
those
tough.
suck. But you take the positives out of it. Ford had 3 first-round draft picks, and I came up 5 points short. I could not wait before because who do he have Sunday night? He had Derrick Henry and Dalton Kincaid going into Sunday Night Football, and he was projected to have like 95 points, and I had it all teed up, ready to give him hell for having 3 first-round picks and not cracking 100 points. Um, Having planned that, it backfired, and we all saw what happened in that Sunday night game. So I'll say I'm happy with my. I don't know what the Bears are going to look like this year, but I feel like Caleb Williams is always going to be doing something and putting up some kind of numbers, whether it's productive for wins or not, with Rome. But my running backs are putrid, and I am betting on Benson and RJ Harvey to have things go their way in the long term. But aside from that, could just average outings from Brian Thomas, which maybe he's only good with Mac Jones, who you being the Pearsall owner, right?
Oh yeah.
Pearsall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are you optimistic with Mac Jones thrown to him this week?
No, I'm not. I in my flex
I
position, I'm between going with Ken Walker or Pearsall. That's the decision to be made. I was
I'll
at
say
first pumped up. I'm like, well, I lose Kittle, that sucks. But now they're just going to funnel this offense through Pearsall. But now Mac Jones throwing it, nah, not too pumped.
do you know what I'm getting at though with Mac Jones making Brian Thomas a star last year?
Oh right, shoot. Okay, yep. I got
That's
to
what
think
I'm
about
saying.
that.
Like if I were you, I'd be happy
Ah,
with Mac Jones in there. Sorry to, but yeah,
well,
no, Brian Thomas. Go ahead.
we're
What are
gonna
you gonna say?
revisit that next week based on that because you know what just happened. I'm gonna play Pearsall is what I'm gonna do. So now, now
Hope
that
I could help.
decision, I'm either gonna credit you or lament.
Good to me. Yeah, top 2 wide receivers: Brian Thomas, Metcalf. had middling days. So that's really it for me. I have no bench at all. I'm betting a lot on young running backs. And Ford's going to have a consistently good team all year with Bijan, Derrick Henry, Drake London, Marvin Harrison. Dalton Kincaid had a good game. I don't know how he'll do it. And when he gets Xavier Ward back, he'll be even better. So I played Ford first week. That's the last person I wanted to play, and I lost. So let's move on and let's see if anything else that's stuck out there.
Diesel guys versus Nog.
Nah, yeah.
Um, yeah, this one I know came down to, um, I believe the Monday night game, and I just got to try to isolate where Monday night came into the mix. Um,
Bears Vikes. I don't think it did. Right?
it was Sunday night game. It was that awesome Bills Ravens game, but um,
Oh
what do
yeah,
you
Mark
know?
Andrews.
Do you
Nothing.
see a boner killer anywhere on this roster? Because I do.
Mm,
His name's Mark Andrews, and he's
oh
under the
yeah.
Diesel guys. I
Hmm,
don't know how
hmm.
many times I have to say that he's a boner killer, but he is. In this game, 40-41, they lose. Ravens, one reception, 5 yards. It's just like, and that's what
Halo
kills
didn't even
you,
play.
the inconsistency where you're gonna be pissed, and now you're gonna look like, what do I how do I upgrade my tight end? And then Andrews is gonna have like 20 next week, gonna inspire some hope, and then it's just that the whole year.
Yeah.
It He lets you down in spots that you couldn't even imagine, and to have that shootout on Sunday night with high hopes, it is, I think, what sank the Diesel guys ship here and kept the Nog in the win column, despite what 90 point performance. So,
Yeah.
but I we saw it last year with the Nog. He finds ways. Um, Lands himself Saquon with, I think he was drafting in like the seventh or eighth spot. So that was a massive win.
Yeah.
A player that was, in the contest of, do you take him first? Do you take him second, third? So like that's a heck of a pull. There's no bigger Bo Nix guy than the Nog, as he goes with the Bo Nix Sutton stack. Um, Bo Nix looks like the tape is out on that guy, and I don't know what type of season he's going to have. Um, but these are some major wins. Even we call out Hollywood Brown, which is a gritting your teeth start for the Nog that just gets better and better with the suspensions slash injuries slash aging of the KC receiving targets. So, and go as we give a little lick of a heads up of what's happening as of yesterday's Thursday night football game, Tucker Kraft went off. So a
Yeah.
great tight end snag, which I think was a 12th rounder for the Nog as well. So tough start for the Diesel guys, and the Nog doing what the Nog does.
These are guys, it's going to be tough. That Green Bay, as good as that team is, that's a wide receiver room that I hate because you never know where those are going to go. And it sounds like Tucker Kraft's really taken over a lot of that. So that was a um, big flip in points. And then the last thing I'll say on that too is, like you said about Bonex, that was such a weird game. I thought that spread it was like 7-8 points, and I think I put money on the Broncos because going to Denver for Tennessee, like to keep it close
Yeah.
like that was so weird. I thought Denver was going to be a dominant team from the get go, and you said not finding a way to win. To have a quarterback sub 10 points and win a week is
Yeah.
couch your blessings because that doesn't happen often. All right, moving on. Boo and Chase, a little rivalry week. Little of the Bartlett fellas, week one. And Chasey said, let's not keep it close. Let's step on their throat. Why? Speaking of low producing, man, if you asked me after looking at watching that Dallas game, I would not have thought Dak had 7.8 points. I thought
Yeah.
that I thought they looked a lot better, and maybe it was just like a fantasy thing, but I'm optimistic. If Dallas stays healthy, I think their defense is bad enough to where they're just going to be putting up fantasy points all year. But wow, that was low, and right there when you're got a 20-point deficit after the quarterback position. That's tough to come back from. Um, try to
Ooh, that's a
try to
Dallas
make up.
heavy team. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, no, nor did I. I texted Growley after seeing Pickens draw PI call on one of those bombs, and I kind of
Yeah.
just like commending and be like, Pickens is gonna be a problem this year. Yes, but not for fantasy points when he does stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say here it is. It's just a case of Groles being just the Groles as a talent when it comes to managing a fantasy football team. He's just very good at it. He's going to be a playoff contender every single year. And when you start him on second base with the best keeper combo in the league of Puka and Nico, that's always going to give him a high floor that he could build off of. He's he swung for the fences on Travion Henderson, which was the pick before I had planned to. It was like one thing in the draft that didn't go my way.
Hmm.
Um, him taking Henderson, who's just only going to get better throughout the year, and might I could see being a potential third keeper and maybe like a second round next year or something like that. It's a good team that he then just tossed a bunch of Dallas Cowboys on for an offense that you just mentioned is going to give up 20 plus points every single game, and is kind of a Bengals esque team of just we have two studs and we're just going to chuck it.
Yeah. Um, my few cents on this is one, the amount of targets Jackson Smith and Jigba got is insane. And if he continues that, what a pickup because Shea put up those points with neighbors having a bad day. So if he struck gold with Smith and Jigba, Debo was another one, and even McCaffrey, he enjoy him while you have him. But 20 points there, that's yeah, everything worked out for Shasky. Tough that he didn't win the week. And lastly, I just think it's hilarious that Gurley has three Cowboys when I'm pretty sure he grew up a Cowboys fan. So the homer there. I don't know if
And
homer is the word, but yeah.
let's go ahead and give ourselves give Shasky a lot of love here. That this is a very well constructed roster that I think
Mm-hmm.
is going to be a threat for the $50 bill every single week. Um, you know, Bowers with banged up, but like him being maybe the fourth guy that we mentioned on this team, total
Yeah.
stud. Jackson Smith and Jigba had a 50 over a 50% target share. So
Mm-hmm.
he was just getting fed. That
Yeah.
is not sustainable for the full year, but I think the quality of targets is probably only going to increase with the target share not staying at 50, but he's going to see 8, 9 targets every single game, and that's going to translate to double digit output consistently all year.
Yeah. Last thing, you're commending Growley. Don't give him props because
Okay.
he's not someone who's going to handle that well. He, it's not about me. He makes it about him. Anyway, let's keep going. We only have about 9 minutes left. We hit you. Let's go Lenore two and Fiana. Fiana was giving it to Lenore two a little bit during the week. Which you love. And you can do that when you have Josh Allen putting up 38 points, Genty coming through with a double digit to start the week. Um,
Biana sent shockwaves through the BAMS text thread saying that Jerome Ford was on the block with this 1.6 output. I don't think it has garnered much interest, but we are going to be monitoring that situation closely.
yeah, no, we got a pulse on it. So if we hear anything, we'll let everyone know. Um, Olave got hurt, but I'm pretty sure he came back. Report up, putting up 10 points. Kind of relatively consistently middling for Fiana aside from Josh Allen's big night. That's always fun for him to have. Did he have him last year? You traded it to him last year,
I
right,
traded to
Josh
him
Allen?
last year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's on that wagon again. Lenore coming close to the win though. Good QB and good pickup in that Bill Krosky feller.
Yeah.
Did he do good? How did he do last night? I didn't follow.
I'm probably making it up, but I think it was maybe like a 9 point showing. It was tough.
I guess we can
Like
click on it.
they couldn't get him going.
Mm,
Oh, yikes. My beard.
yeah, yeah.
Um, it was a matter
Okay.
of it's just Green Bay is a Super Bowl contender. Their defenses, they're just a complete team.
Yeah.
But because they were down so early, the Commanders were, it was just they couldn't
Hmm.
get any footing going, and the idea of establishing the run was not on the table. But with we'll get to dead guy of the week, but Austin Eckler Achilles snapped last night.
Hmm.
Um, Bill Krosky Merritt is going to be the
A problem.
primary option on a very good offense. So that I mean,
Yeah.
long term, that's going to be a major player for M. Lenore.
Man, that would have been a huge one if he could have pulled that out because he's got guys like Tank Bigsby in his flex. That is that is tough. That is tough. Receiving specialist, special teams specialist for the Philadelphia Eagles now. But yeah, I mean, he's got a hit. He's got McLaurin, Diggs, Jennings, who aren't bad players to have. They just had a collective 15 points, 16 points, which is going to be tough to win. So anyway, did we hit them all? I think we did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We have 5 minutes. No waiver wire pickups this week, really, just because it's post draft. You know what? A little a note here. I never sent out an official message about Jaden Warren.
Yep.
Big topic of discussion. Everyone's talking about it. Not going to go into all the details, but I put him on Tom Rinn's team because he wanted him during the draft. Evidently, someone else wanted him too, but they weren't at the draft, and so I'm not going to be keeping track of all the different mediums of communication. So, common sense. Tom wanted him; he didn't have him, so I put him on afterwards. So technically, Jaden Warren was not drafted. There's no draft. He can't be kept. Is a bit of information there that needs to be known. So he's on the team. He can do what he wants with him. But yeah, no keeper value for Jaden Warren. Um, and yeah, people are so pissed that Tom Ring has won the league already because Jalen Warren's on his roster.
I was
And
going to
and
say the
yeah,
drama over a third down 2 minute offense pass catching back on the
yeah,
Pittsburgh Steelers is it's interesting.
yeah. Um,
And that
so
he was
that's
just the fact that he was included too in my Pearsall Warren like change keeper change preseason like just the amount like drama just he can't escape this guy.
yeah. No, it was a good feeling though when it was a 100% collective. Who cares at the draft when everything is going on? Very low stress moment for your boy. Let's dead guys and then get out of here. How about it?
That guys, let's go.
All
I'll
right.
start us off. I
Okay.
always like to start with QB. If you need to pull up the list of QBs for yourself, we can
Yeah,
do
let's
that.
do it.
Um, After that, I'll say my QB is we're gonna stick in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers. I would love a situation in which,
Mm,
like, just karmically, it feels like he put every ounce of energy possible. Like he's so clearly fueled by hate and spite versus love that I feel like going into this year, he was just like, every ounce of me is going into serving it up to the Jets. I need to beat the Jets in week one. Spite, spite,
yeah.
spite. It's why I've
Mhm.
unloaded my bank account on the Seahawks plus 3.5 against Pittsburgh this
Nice.
week.
Ooh.
Um, and I think it's just like it's a guy that just doesn't deserve good things. And I would love to see Aaron Rodgers. We're just going to go high ankle sprain, but just one of those things of he's trying a little bit to prove that there's an overcompensation of like, I know I'm 41 years old, but I can still hang in the pocket. No, there's a problem with that. This Pittsburgh Steelers team is actually quite bad. I think we're going to see the Jets not be very good, who played them last week. We're going to see the Steelers not be very good this year. and a little bit of hubris flying too close to the sun going to bite Aaron Rodgers here.
Cool.
Dead.
I'm gonna go with that. I don't think Matthew Stafford has a full season in him, nor do I think he has a full 2 weeks in him. So that back is gonna act up. So short and sweet for me. I'm gonna go into running backs, and I hate to say it because I know he's had a lot of injury history, and I'm kind of rooting for this team this year because I think Daniel Jones gets a bad rap. I think he just needs a right environment, which last week they played a garbage team, but he had an okay game. I said I wasn't going to be long winded here. Jonathan Taylor is going down
Oh,
this week. Yeah, and it's an ankle, it's high ankle, which is annoyingly long. He'll be back before the end of the season, but yeah, a high ankle sprain. JT, as the kids call him. What say you, wide receivers?
oh, I hold on. You had
I'm
a
sorry,
running
running
back. I did not
backs.
have a running
Yeah,
back.
no, yeah,
Um,
misspoke.
you're good. We're gonna go with. Oh, I'll find it. We'll st we'll stay in Pittsburgh and go with Jalen Warren. I just think it would be very funny to have all of this, all of this behind one man just go f fall apart, lose steam, become a completely moot point 2 weeks into the season. Jalen Warren.
Jalen Warren. Ouch. You know what's going to happen? Are you leaving it open to interpretation, or do you have a specific injury?
Um, he fumbles a lot, so I think it's going to be
Mhm.
a thing where as one of the components in which why I didn't want to keep him, but like he's going to get in the doghouse for fumbling, but I think it's going to be one where he fumbles and he's extending an arm to try to pull it back to his body and lands
Mhm.
on it. We're going to go with elbow dislocation.
Okay. How about wide receiver? You got anything? Got anything? Cooking?
Nothing's jumping out to me. I need to stall. So if you have anything,
Okay.
that's great.
Absolutely. Justin Fields had a great start to the season, and everyone knows I'm a big fan. However, I am a realist. I know that he does lack in the passing category at times, and so what's going to happen is there's going to be a hospital ball thrown straight over
Mm,
the middle of a cross route for Mr. Darren Wilson, and he's going to have a concussion and go down. Garrett Wilson, Darren Wilson, Darren Wilson. He's going to go down with a concussion after a hospital ball thrown by Justin Fields.
like that. I'm going to
Yep.
go with Marvin Harrison Jr. on
Mm,
Arizona. The whole bulking up in the offseason is just a classic case of like that's the wrong thing to do.
yeah.
You want streamline, you want pliability, flexibility, functional movement. Adding bulk is just something you do to look cool that is not going to have a practical application on the field. I feel like a wrestler type injury or a bodybuilding type injury that where it's
Mm.
like my biceps were so big they like ripped off the bone type of thing. So I think that's what we'll go with for Marvin
Nice,
Harrison.
safe, high percentage injury
Yeah.
um, projection for you. Biceps will rip off the bone. Um, hey, hey, we're off and running. Dead guys have been logged. Recap. We're looking ahead. We touched a little on the Thursday night game. I think we're good. I like where things are at. It's a very close matchup environment that we're seeing. So which is good for drama, good for parity, and I have no complaints. I'm pumped for the season. Last thoughts?
Same here. I am going to try to keep confidence that my team's actually stacked and going to
Mm-hmm.
do well. Um, and I just really appreciated the camaraderie we had during the draft, some of the drama that came out, but I also feel like the love is real and it's all over this league, and we're in very very good hands to kick things off for the season after week one. Looking to a great week two here. One note:
Yep.
Zoom has been upgraded where I can actually see the time that is
I
remaining,
did.
which is
Yeah.
actually that hurts the BAMS difference that this would naturally cut us off. without us knowing. But now that I have a counter,
Yeah.
it actually is going to make for probably smoother exits for us from these BAMS casts, which I think is just like recognize the moment that we did have something special. We're likely going to be
Yeah.
turning a page to a new chapter here of smoother exits. Ooh, but it does say less than 1 minute and doesn't give me a timer, so I kind of like that.
I had a hashtag that said "We sharpen." Iron sharpens iron. That's our league. Um, yeah, I'll bookend it too with the love, with the professionalism, the camaraderie. It's only getting better. And that's all I got. Good luck this weekend. Hopefully, we don't have two losses going into next week. Maybe we have a win-win and we cheer something. But
Commish,
either way,
let's change
yeah,
things up.
let's change things up. Um, I have a championship to go back to back, and you have a championship to compete for too. So,
Yeah, to
um,
recover from